Hey, you. Whether this is your first Monday with me or you've been here for a while, Happy New Year's and welcome home. And if you showed up today feeling a little bit hopeful but kind of drained, but still, figuring out or just trying not to lose it, this is exactly where you're supposed to be. And this is MON, Monday Over Negativity. We're not here to hustle harder or become a whole new person by Friday. We're here for real Mondays, real feelings, and figuring out how to keep going without ghosting ourselves. Now, again, if you're new here, you might ask, why Mondays? I drop these episodes on Mondays for a reason. Okay? Not because Mondays are cute or motivational. Let's be honest, okay? Most Mondays feel like a personal attack. I chose them because Mondays are honest. They strip away the weekend vibes and the tomorrow I'll be better fantasies, right? Because Monday shows us who we really are when the energy is low and the to-do list is long. And if we can learn to show up on a Monday, we can show up anywhere. And if you're listening right now, you're already doing it.
This is MON, still showing up.
Hosted by Dennis.
So for those of you that are new here, MON Stories is where you submit your stories about what happens to you, whether it's on a Monday or just in general, and you just continue showing up for yourself. This first MON story, somebody submitted what happened to them last year, and I think it's perfect for us to get the year started. So this one was from Jasmine on TikTok, and she said, listen, this year broke me, but in a quiet way where I'm still functioning, but barely. I feel that. I feel like 2025 was just a horrible year. There was days I questioned myself, days I felt tired before the day even started. Yep, I feel that. Days where I wonder if any of this was actually working. I feel that. And while I was trying to survive, things started shifting. I'm doubling my salary. I'm getting remarried. I'm falling back in love with my side hustle. And I'm finally finding myself in a way I never did before. Not because this year was easy, but because I didn't disappear when it wasn't. Okay. That is a perfect way to get the year started because, and our topic today is about motivation. And I think that's just going to motivate us to start the year the right way. And like Jasmine said, year didn't start the way she wanted it. But at the end of the day, she doubled her salary. She's on TikTok creating. And she's getting remarried. You better invite Mercedes and I to the wedding.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Right, Mercedes? You want to go to the wedding? I want to go to the wedding. I'm going to the wedding. Period. So let us know when your wedding is. We'll be the wedding crashers. The new wedding crashers. Now, all of y'all that are getting married this year, besides Mercedes, we don't want no more invitations. We got enough going on. We have enough going on. Okay. Again, thank you for sharing your MON story. Now, this second story, I'm not going to lie, it really sounded like a horror story. So this one is from Megan. So, hey, Megan. This is from last year because it's only day 5 of the new year. But she said, it's winter and I'm back in my hometown, bored and cold and clearly making bad decisions. Downloaded Tinder. See, I've never been on Tinder before and I don't fuck around with Tinder. She downloaded Tinders. She found a guy that she liked. The pictures were cute, familiar, they were giving grew up fine. So she went to the bar that she's been going since college and the guy walked in and immediately I know this is not the man from the photos. This is his older cousin. How did she know he was his older cousin? Did she do research on this?
Maybe it's like a small town and they know people.
Right, they know each other. Anyways, she said, different face, same build, same name.
Oh.
Before I can process it, he said, I look better in person, right? And I said, you look warm.
Oh, yeah.
She goes, 10 minutes in, he tells me everyone in town knows his business. He ran into my aunt at Target last week and that his ex might show up because she works nights. I ordered a drink so fast, I scared the bartender. Then he said, I love that you came back home. People always leave and think it's better. It's always
It's always better.
It's always better, Lily. Trust me. I thought about fake calling my mom. I would have done that. I would have fake called Mercedes ASAP. But listen, I stayed. I laughed. I finished my drink. I paid and I left. I never opened Tinder again in that zip code. Was it love? No. And this is why when you go back home for the holidays, people, just because you're bored, don't make these horrible decisions. You left your hometown for a reason, first of all. You showed up more than I would because I would have been like, oh, I don't feel good. And I would have just left. I'd be like, sorry, not today. What do you do, Mercedes?
Tinder in your hometown is
It's
scary.
horrible. You're bound to like
Scary.
find somebody.
Hell no, not me. But I did meet your brother on Tinder, so.
Oh, she did meet Fred on Tinder, guys. And guess what? They're getting married. So
Tinder love
that
story.
works. But that was how many years ago? Now
11?
That was 11 years ago. So that's not the same people. So long story short, download something else like Hinge. What else is out there? Christian Mingle.
Honestly, at that point, don't even download anything.
Bar.
Just go to the bar. You're gonna see the people on Tinder anyway.
That is true because most of those people are on Tinder. Yeah. Yeah. At least you showed up. That's all I gotta say.
I would have left. I'd have been like, now you catfishing.
Mm-hmm. Deadass. His cousin, bro. That's crazy. These were two good mom stories to start off the year, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Dating on Tinder is a no-no. And with that being said, this is how you're going to get motivated until the end of the year. Or maybe February for you little silent quitters.
Not the February.
Now, most year resolutions are already on life support. Okay? And as I mentioned, we're not waiting until February. Now, there was a study that was done a few years ago that most people, and it was a study based off like billions of people who work out, and they found the same pattern every single January. And I don't even have to tell you, people hit a wall around week 2. Okay. And that's why it's called, and I said it earlier, Quitter's Day. And this year it lands on January 9th. And when I say almost a quarter of people quit the first 7 days, and almost half are gone by the end of the month. Okay. So if you're feeling behind, I want you to pause because you're not broken. You're not behind. You're just a normal human being. Okay. And this isn't about your willpower. It's about what we do when motivation completely disappears. But here's the part where nobody really warns you about, because quitting doesn't start the day you skip the gym or you ignore your goals. It starts way earlier than that, quietly inside your head. I remember last January, I was convinced it would be, completely different. I had a routine plan and I started it, right? The vision, the confidence. I felt unstoppable for the first, 5 whole days. And then day 6, no sleep, alarm ringing. And I literally had to tell myself, just today, I'll restart tomorrow. And by day 8, the journal was untouched that I bought. The app was completely forgotten for tracking purposes. And I was literally ashamed of myself. I hid my planner in the drawer so I wouldn't have to look at it. And the worst part wasn't stopping, it was the story I told myself. And it was, you always do this. You get excited and then you quit. But quitting didn't start on day 8, it started earlier with those quiet tomorrow thoughts, right? That I didn't question. That's the real quit. Now, pausing is human. Kids get sick, work gets heavy, life happens. The damage comes when we turn a pause into a whole label. Like, see, I can't do this. I always quit. That's not true. Okay? That's literally abandoning yourself halfway through the story. So let's put this little story through your head, okay? And it's probably going to happen to some of you next week if you don't continue watching this podcast. In all seriousness, though, right? But it's Monday, your alarm has been going off, you're still in bed scrolling, your inbox is already wild, your gym bag judging you from the corner, and your brain starts basically negotiating and coming up with excuses like, it's cold, I didn't sleep enough, I'll start tomorrow. And that little, warm relief of almost quitting, right? That's the moment that matters. But like your phone battery, and I said it, I think I used this before. At 100%, you're responding to everything. At 20%, even one text feels exhausting. Your phone isn't broken, it just needs to recharge. And that's the same thing with you. When you have low motivation, it doesn't mean failure, right? It just means you're human. And that's okay. And that's why I say you want habits over motivation. Now, every single time you get a feeling of you wanting to quit or that feeling shows up, I want you to think about the 24-hour rule because you will feel it, okay? You will be annoyed. You're going to be tired. You're going to be over it. But don't make a permanent decision on a temporary bad day, right? Just tell yourself, I might feel like trash right now, but that's allowed and that's okay. But I'm not calling myself a quitter today, and I'll check back in tomorrow. That's it. It's no forever promises. Just stay for 24 hours. Now, what happens if we stay, right? If we stack enough of those low battery days together, one day we're going to wake up and it's going to be February, right? And that's when most people are gone, right? But you're still going to be here. You're still going to be trying. And that's how real change happens. Not in the hype, but in those quiet days, we didn't walk away. And that's why MON is about still showing up, even on a 10% battery. Now, I want you to think about, investing in yourself because when people say invest in yourself, they think it has to be extreme, right? Quitting everything, becoming a new person overnight. That's not it. Because investing in yourself is about where your energy goes when nobody is watching. When you think about investing in yourself, the first thing that I want to come to mind is your time, right? And if it doesn't move you forward, it doesn't get your time, okay? Two, when it comes to your peace, peace is productive, calm is strategy. If it costs you peace, then it's too expensive. Number three, when it comes to investing in yourself, your body and your mind. You don't need a glow up, you need care, okay? And fourth, self-trust. Every promise you keep to yourself builds trust to keep on going. And when you trust yourself, you stop waiting on others to choose you. Okay? And this year, I'm choosing where my energy goes, and you should too, on purpose. I'm always backing things up with Jesus. And when I think about what I've just discussed, there's a verse in 1 Corinthians 15:58 that says, stand firm, let nothing move you. It doesn't say move faster. It doesn't say figure everything out. It says stand. Stand when it's uncomfortable. Stand when progress is slow. Stand when quitting feels easier. Let nothing move you doesn't mean nothing hurts. It means nothing gets to decide who you are or make you abandon yourself. So, as you begin this year, we're going to start off with 3 affirmations to keep you going on days that you just want to quit. Okay. And the first one is we don't quit on ourselves when it gets hard. We trust the process even when we don't see results yet. And lastly, what's meant for us will meet us without force. I want you to say that to yourself. or even come back to this episode as a little, motivation, whether it's the second week of January or you're already in February and you need a motivation. Because I know some of you, I know I've done it in the past. I say, February 1st is my new January 1st because you messed up the whole January that felt like, 3 months put together. We're not doing that this year. Okay. So I want you to say those affirmations to yourself so you can keep going. And if today is all we can do, that's enough. But remember that 24, hour rule. We don't need to be ahead. We don't need to feel motivated. We just need to stay. And I'm proud of us for still showing up. And you guys are showing up with me, week after week. Keep going. You got this. It's a brand new year. And if you quit by January 12th on Quitter's Day, I want you to personally message me and I will be giving you a call. Okay. I will give you a call to push you through it. Okay. But I'll see you guys same time, same place, still showing up. I might turn MON into a whole wellness thing. So I'll probably start coaching people. If you want to get coached, let me know. Okay. We'll start coaching you to be your best self. A best self of 2026.
Now you're just rambling. Finish the episode.
Anyways, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye now.